Hello everybody. Wanted to do a video on my experience on doing a deep clean on my WeatherTech mats in my wife's car. To do this process, I'm going to be using Detail Co's B.D.E cleaner and Detail Co's Shield Interior Protect. So I'm starting here by spraying a little bit of water on top of them, and then I'm going to use a drill brush attachment on my drill. I'm using Detail Co's B.D.E cleaner. I have it diluted 5-to-1. I thought it might be a little bit too aggressive, so that's why I sprayed a little water ahead of time. And I'm gonna spray them down so that they start working on the dirt. We're doing the driver and passenger front, and then the rear is a single piece. I'm spraying it pretty liberally on there. With the drill attachment, I'm trying to go kind of slow. I'm feathering the trigger. It wasn't working very well. I have the drill in the slowest setting, and I'm thinking maybe a slower speed drill or a cordless screwdriver maybe work better, but I don't know if it will have the torque. I'll have to try it later. What I was trying to do is just go nice and slow through the mat there. Initially, I thought, well, I'll go kind of in a crosshatch pattern. I'll go up and down in a slow speed, but it was giving me a little bit of trouble there. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but once you get going, it seems to go a little better. So one thing I noticed was I wasn't wearing gloves, so I went and got gloves just to finish this off. And if you're working with chemicals, you want to make sure you're always protected. But here I am going again, trying to go in this crosshatch pattern. Uh, Takes a little bit of practice, but it gets easier as you do a little bit more and more. I heard Carlos Serrano in one of his videos mentioning that he uses a right angle drill to do his cleaning. So that might be another option. See if it's easier to do this. As you can see, the B.D.E really does lather well with the drill attachment. Uh, and you can see the grime come up from it. These weren't that bad. I tried it on another vehicle, and those were pretty messed up or pretty dirty. The foam was turning into a brownish color, and it was actually very satisfying to see all that dirt come off of them. So this is a great way of cleaning your rubberized floor mats. I used a pressure washer to rinse them off, and I stuck my foot there just to make sure that they didn't go flying off. Later on, I found a easier way, and we'll see it in the video. Once I rinse one of them off, I just put it aside so I can start cleaning the next one. And you gotta make sure you clean you rinse both sides so that you don't have any residue back on your carpet. I wasn't too worried about drying it completely, because I'll go back later to finish drying. I'm gonna go through the other floor mats in similar fashion. And at this point, I gave up on feathering the trigger on the brush and I was just going full speed. Since I had taken some time to go get gloves, the B.D.E started to dry off a little bit, so I added a couple more sprays here and there. The drying of the B.D.E on there did not cause any damage to no marks or stains were left behind. Again, I had it diluted 5 to 1 plus whatever the additional water was on there. So that was pretty safe to do. Holding the mats was the way to go in order to rinse them off instead of standing and trying to hold it with your foot. Um, it made it a lot easier. And finally, get to the rear one. The rear floor mats weren't that dirty. The drill brush I'm using is a drill brush from Walmart. They in the automotive section they had a kit with like 3 or 4 brushes in the kit. I think it was like $10 for the kit, and it seemed to work pretty good. Once I was done with the rinse, I followed up by just doing a quick dry with a microfiber. A blower or some kind of compressor may be a good tool to use here in order to get the water out of the crevices. These weren't too bad, but on the other car I did, the patterns were a lot more complicated and the grooves were deeper, that using a microfiber towel was not optimal. Now for the protection, I'm using Detail Co's Sealed Interior Protect. The and I'm using a Harbor Freight brush that I had. Um, as you can see, it's a little bit uh, it's not in the best condition. I left it in a wash bucket and I put stuff on top of it, and the bristles got a little messed up, but it worked for this situation. What I ended up doing for this is spraying Shield onto the brush. I used 6 sprays on there to prime the brush, and that was more than enough to cover the floor mat. And the brush is the way to go to apply it. This lets you get into all the cracks and crevices there. And I followed up by just taking another microfiber towel and spreading it just in case there was any accumulation there. For the second mat, I just sprayed the brush once and that was enough to cover it. The Sealed has a really nice leather new car odor. And I really enjoyed that. As you were playing it, it just reminds you of new leather or a new car. While it looks shiny, it doesn't leave a slippery or greasy residue behind. It just restores the deep black color of the floor mats and made them look pretty much like new again, or maybe even better. For this last one, I sprayed it twice more onto the brush and then tried to spread it throughout the mat. Applying it was really, really easy using the brush. It just gives a nice uniform um, layer to it, and then the wipe just ensures that there's nothing left behind. And here's the final product. The deep cleaning with B.D.E and adding Shield as a protectant really restored the dig rich black of the mats. Shield didn't leave any greasy residue, just made everything pop. I'm really impressed with the combination of the two products on how good the mats look again. Hope you liked this. Please hit the subscribe and the thumbs up, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.